If you've been having trouble with your XM radio, the 2014 GMC Acadia, which is also a Buick Enclave and possibly a Chevrolet Traverse, I'm going to show you what I did to fix the problem. And that problem was lost XM signal like every 5 minutes. And sometimes it would go out and it would stay out for, well, I don't know, 12 to 24 hours. And sometimes it would just fade in and out and fade in and out. And sometimes, well, you didn't have any problems with it at all for several days. It's very aggravating. So I'm going to show you what to do to fix that problem. Possibly, I'll just show you what I did to fix mine. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm clear that this fix I'm about to show you is what I did to fix the signal loss problem that we were experiencing. It had to do with the antenna and or the wiring between the component in my case, but that could very well not be your case. So before we get started, I just wanted to make sure that everybody's clear on that this is not necessarily going to be what your problem is going to be, but it could very well be. It worked for me, and hopefully it'll work for you. In my particular case, the problem was right there. That antenna, or the wire that leads to that antenna. I'm going to show you how to find that. Right inside this box right here. Pull this panel out. You'll see a jack that's supposed to be right here. Okay? I've already removed that. And what you're gonna find is a bunch of wires in here, and you're wondering, well, which wire is it? I'm gonna show you that here in just a second. In a 2014 Acadia, if you look towards the back and you see that yellow wire hanging out of there, that connector, that is going to be the wire that runs to your antenna. It looks just like that, and there's a clip on the back side that will allow you to remove it from the box back there. The wire that goes out of that leads up to the antenna on the roof of the car. Now, it's very, very hard to try and find where the problem is without tearing apart the headliner and the moldings and the trim and everything to try to trace a wire. And you got to have the proper tools, which I do not. So I was able to find a way to fix this problem for very little money. And I'll show you that in just a second. So what I did is I disconnected that from the box, okay? You can see the clip on the back side. That's what you have to squeeze and then pull down. It's really not that hard to pull apart. As you can see on the inside, it's like a little coaxial connector, okay? It's not hard to put in, it's not hard to take out, all right? But this is the guy that you're actually going to replace with the other connector. All right, so what I've done is I've replaced the connector with the yellow one in the back there, okay? And it runs out to here. And then from there, that's where the satellite antenna that you purchased on Amazon will hook up to, okay? And as you can see, it runs out of here, okay? And then it just goes in between the trim panels here and out right there. You take this molding off, this weather strip, just pull it back a little bit when you run that wire, and you just run it up the side here, okay? And it goes just like this, up the inside of that weather strip, and then around this hinge, and up onto the roof. And there's my new one right there, mounted there. I mounted it behind here so that it would help with maybe any car wash stuff that might hit it, this kind of protects it, okay? And I've had this car washed, I don't know, 3 or 4 times since I did this setup, and it hasn't hurt it at all. So it's in a good spot. Once the tailgate is down, you hardly even notice that it's there. Now, when you're done with this, you're gonna wanna make sure that you take this wire harness and attach it to the other harnesses with a zip tie or something like that, you know, to get it out of the way, you know, get it so it's in a safe spot, so it's not going to be getting caught up by the jack and things like that. If you ever have to remove the jack out of the car, put the jack back in, secure everything, and put the trim piece door back on. All right, so we've got the fix done. We've been driving this car for 2 to 3 weeks with absolutely no signal loss. There's no signal loss. Now, I'm sitting in the driveway at my house, and there's a lot of times where we'd get in the car, start it up, there'd be no signal. And it's a beautiful, clear day like it is today, and absolutely no reason why the signal should be going out. One of the things that I always heard was, well, if you're, you know, in a bad spot, you're going to have these problems. Well, I also heard that cell towers will interfere with the signal, and I believe that to be true, but it shouldn't be to where it goes out, stays out, and is out for 12 to 24 hours after you pass the cell phone tower. So the problem that we had is fixed now. I'm confident that it will be a long-lasting fix, and everybody will be happy that drives this 2014 GMC Acadia. And so good luck with your fix, and I hope it goes well for you.